Max was more than just a pet. He was family, with his big brown eyes and playful tail. But one day, Max disappeared down a path he'd never taken before. The family called for him, but he was gone. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. They searched everywhere, put up posters, and asked the neighbors, but Max was nowhere to be found. The house felt emptier without him. They missed everything: his greetings at the door, the warmth of his fur. Months passed, and they began to accept Max was gone, but deep down, there was always hope he'd come back. Then, one stormy night, the doorbell rang. The father opened it, and there stood Max, thin, exhausted, trembling. The family couldn't believe their eyes, but something was off. Max had returned, but he was different. His eyes seemed distant, and his behavior grew strange. Max would sit for hours, staring at shadows and barking at the dark. He seemed afraid of something, avoiding certain rooms, and even digging frantically at a spot in the backyard. One evening, the family followed him and uncovered an old, tattered cloth with strange symbols. They researched and discovered the symbols were tied to an ancient curse. A curse that Max had unknowingly been part of. The family learned that Max wasn't lost by accident. He was chosen to break a curse that had haunted their town for generations. Max had been taken, not by choice, and now he had returned to finish what had been started. Over time, Max's behavior grew more erratic. He seemed to be drawn to certain places around the house, and the family realized that the curse could only be broken through a sacrifice. The ultimate sacrifice. As the full moon rose, Max howled, and dark energy surrounded him. The family watched in horror as Max stepped forward, knowing what had to be done. With one final, heart-wrenching howl, Max made the ultimate sacrifice. The curse was broken. The storm cleared, and the first light of dawn broke through. The family embraced Max, their hero. Max had returned, not just as a dog, but as a savior. And with him, the family's love shattered the darkness that once loomed over them.